Welcome to Special Stage and to Otterburn for the final round of the 2011 REIS MSA Asphalt Rally Championship. The top of the leaderboard for the championship may have been sewn up, but there are still fights in the classes throughout the field. So we'll keep an eye on those, but there are gloves-off fights at the top of that leaderboard. Let's see what action Otterburn can bring us as we close off this exciting championship for another year. Damien, in one sense the pressure is off this weekend, but I'm sure you'll want to finish the season on a high as the newly crowned champion.
Yeah, we've just come for a bit of fun today. It doesn't really matter on the result, but we want to win the rally, see if we can make it to on Otterburn this year. It'll be strange probably not having to check Simon Major's times today because he's in the little 1600 Fiesta, so it'll be a bit different to his usual escort. But we've got Steve Simpson to contend with.
Simon, we're used to seeing you out in that big power Mark II escort, which you so nearly won the championship with this year. Yeah. What's the Fiesta about?
Well, I mean, this is Paul Ben. He's made a very kind offer for me to drive the car some time ago, and I've taken him up on the offer. You know, it's a great little car. It's not quite got the power I'm used to with a Mark II. It's front-wheel drive, obviously, and but it's really kind of Paul Ben Motorsport to give me the chance to drive the car, and it's just a goodwill gesture, really. That's all it is. I shouldn't read too much into it.
Kev, Class B10 could be yours this weekend. You just have to finish.
Yeah, it's God, that's easily said, but I've left myself quite a task because we didn't go down to Cheviot, so we've left it to the last round. So we've really got to finish, which means I can't really afford to make any mistakes. I can't really afford to push, but at the same time, you know, I want to have a go at the class as well, you know. But we'll see. The car's going well. Everything's fine with the car. We've got no issues with the car. So fingers crossed. As long as the car stays okay and we don't do anything too daft, we should be all right.
Richard, this could be your day for N4. You've just got to bring it home, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, I've just got to try and look after the car and get used to a new co-driver as well. That's the only difference between this event and the other events, really. New co-driver. I'm getting a little bit better in the car, a bit more confidence. A bit different after the Fiesta, but so it's took me a season to get used to it, really. But yeah, I mean, looking forward to it. And the weather looks like it would be suiting me if it's a bit damper. So yeah.
Later in the show, we'll be bringing you a rundown of who took which spoils, as the silverware is awarded for both the class and overall championship honours at the end of an exciting season. But before we do that, we can still look forward to thrilling action from the final round. So with nothing left to prove other than the car's reliability and of course a continuation of that pace that we've had glimpses of all season, Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh would complete the first stage in the overall lead of the rally. The advantage 10 seconds to the newly crowned 2011 champions Damien Cole and James Morgan. A similar story for the Focus crew, here for the extra seat time and to of course end their season in style at the final round. Second overall and settling into a good early pace.
Post to the flat left. Come on now, flat left, 100. Keep right to a flat jump and keep right to a flat jump and flat right to a crest. In the jump dip, 60, slow left, good immediate chicane in the right.
For John Indry and Dave Engwell, it will be back to the all too familiar setup and testing rigours that had dominated their season. The Darien pair, though, determined to gain a little more knowledge and give us a glimpse of what we can expect ahead of the 2012 season. A good start, they lie third overall. Back out after missing the previous round, having shown some good pace this season, David Hardy and John McCulloch were settling in well. Fourth overall at this early stage and no pressure this weekend. After picking up the pace towards the end of the season, this rally would once again show us that Otterburn pace from Andy Davidson and Mike Curry in the BMW. The crew starting the day's stages in 5th place. One of our class battles this weekend, and well placed to sew up N4 were Richard Clues and Hamish Campbell, going well in that race for top honours with this early 6th position. After problems with the new car all season, this will be the first outing for a familiar name for the REIS MSA Asphalt Rally Championship. George Mackey with Lee Tyndall alongside, using this event as a pre-2012 season warm-up and starting the day in 7th place. A huge accident last time out on the Otterburn ranges in the championship still fresh in his mind. It will be a clean run that dominated the plan of action for Paul Swift and Ken Bills. The pair would bring the immaculately prepared Escort well into the top 10 with an early 8th place. Another crew with sporadic showings here in the Asphalt Series, Peter Taylor and Andrew Ruffhead have enjoyed a good season in the R3 Clio. Taylor providing us with some more variety in the top 10 this weekend, 9th place. And rounding off the top 10 are Jim Sharp and Amy McKinnon. Moving on to the next loop of stages now, and it would still be Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh in the rally's overall lead. The advantage now extended to 21 seconds. Attempting to chase down the rally leader, but unable to match Simpson's pace in the Subaru at the moment, Damien Cole and James Morgan don't have a championship to win or lose this weekend. But second isn't a word that Cole finds particularly palatable. Overall victory, the aim. For John Indry and Dave Engwell, it was still all about the weather and the resulting conditions on those stages. Going well in third, but still not happy with his performance over the ranges so far in this rally. No change either for the Hardy Scott. Subaru man David Hardy with John McCulloch alongside on the notes, showing good pace, but remaining 4th for now. We do see a move up 1 place on the leaderboard for George Mackey and Lee Tyndall at this stage as they step up to occupy 5th position. Mackey's progress meaning a place down for Andy Davison and Mike Curry in the BMW, now relegated to 6th. And up 1 place for Paul Swift and Ken Bills over this loop of the rally. Their 7th place the result of a tidy but hard charging assault on the notorious Otterburn ranges. Ending this loop 2 places down, it would be class title challengers Richard Cluse and Hamish Campbell finishing stage 4 back in 8th place. Meanwhile, the Rangers would catch out their first victim of the rally on stage 4. The Clio R3 of Peter Taylor and Andrew Ruffhead buried in the scenery. Unable to get out of a ditch, a frustrating end to their event. Capitalising on this misfortune though are Jim Sharp and Amy McKinnon, moving up a place to stake their claim on 9th overall. Adrian Spencer and Mark Hewitt, a new face to grace the top of the leaderboard so far on this rally, stepping up now to round off the top 10, 4 stages down. For some competitors this weekend, of course, it's all about the class result. Richard Cluse and Hamish Campbell one such concern. The campaign going well so far too, leading Class N4, which is for production-based cars over 2 litres in engine size. Chris Dakin and Robert Cook feeling the pressure, but doing all they can at this point to remain in 2nd place. Those positions the wrong way round though, if things were to end this way for the RAF man, if he's to put his name on the championship trophy for 2011. And stage 4 continues to claim high-profile victims. Simon Major and Brian Kamek retiring in dramatic fashion after putting the car off the road. They retire from the lead of Class A6. Major struggling with the shift to front-wheel drive and not managing to get the brake bias right. The car swapping ends and taking to the scenery at over 100 miles an hour. A lucky escape for car and crew, with only light fence damage to show for the mishap.
Brian, it doesn't look like you and Simon have had the best of mornings in that Fiesta.
No, it doesn't look quite so pretty as it did first thing, does it? I'm not really sure. Simon has put his hands up and said that he made the error. We came a bit quick over a blind crest and a grid, and it just kicked the back up, put us onto the side on the grass, and we got back on the tarmac. We had a run-off, so it's just a case of straight braking. The back end went again. It just don't seem to be able to get enough brakes on the front for him, and it snatched the back round, and we were then passengers going backwards at a fair rate of knots still. One of those things.
Your OTL, you're out of the rally, but it's a lucky escape as far as the car and the crew's concerned, because you don't often get away with a big one here, do you?
No, I mean, we drove the car back here a couple of miles, and it drives absolutely fine. You know, a few bits of bent bodywork and bits of plastic come off, but yeah, we're hoping to go out and keep playing for the day and have a bit of fun, although technically we're out of the rally.
This retirement up ahead leaves the lead of the class, of course, to the only remaining class entry, Rod Bennett and Henry Richardson in the Super 1600 Punto. All changed now in B10 as Darren and Sue Underwood move up to take the class lead in the Nova. Kev Monaghan and Chris Purvis still chasing hard to maintain their grip on the championship and closing in on the lead pair in second place. Craig Jose is the man who could upset that championship result for Monaghan. He and co-driver Nigel Hewitt need to do more though at the moment. The Peugeot crew rounding off the top 3 in Class B10.
Steve, you where you need to be at the moment in the lead.
Yeah, we took the lead after the first 2 stages. I think we took 10 off them on the first one and 5 on the second one. I went out on the third one. We just had a puncture on the third one, so we lost a little bit there. And we'll see how we go on the next ones.
Damien, the positions are looking favourable at the moment, unlike the conditions.
Yeah, we're pushing quite hard. It's very tricky out there, very wet and slippery. Steve Simpson's going very well. I think we're still in 3rd overall, so we need to try and move up a place on the next stage, on stage 5.
John, we can see from the attire on your head that it's quite wet out there. What's it like in the car?
If you'd have interviewed me after the first loop, it was just awful as usual. But I think it was awful for everyone. I think there's mud and rubbish on the stages as well. We've come here again, hoping for dry because it said it was going to be, but with at least a series of things to try. Still trying. We're thinking soft. And we went out on that one. I'm waiting for Dave actually to come back from the times, and we've sort of moved up to Glendinning. So with a bit of luck, that was a lot better.
David, this weather's obviously not ideal, but you have got 4-wheel drive, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, and we've got wet tyres, so we're quite happy this morning. Be a bit rusty because it's over 9 weeks since we were out last, so just taking it easy to start with.
Now the championship is all sewn up. You've got your 4th position in the bag, so what's today about?
It's just a run out. There's nothing at stake at all. It's just a bit of fun for the end of the season. That's all it is.
Kev, you're where you need to be at this time in the event. Any problems?
No, car's been going fine. Unfortunately, my arsometer has been kicking in several times, which won't let us keep my foot down. A few little lock-up moments, but the last stage there's a few guys gone off, so it really takes the pressure off us now, you know. And it's just a case of keep going. Darren Underwood's just took 9 off on the last 2, so I think Darren's leading the class for the REIS and we're 2nd.
But essentially you're not pushing to beat Darren, are you, because you don't need to?
Absolutely not. No, nothing to prove at all today. Get to the end and then get the championship win, and then hopefully get first front wheel drive as well. That's the aim of the day.
Just past the halfway point in the rally now, and it would still be the dominant Subaru Impreza S12B of Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh out in the lead. But now with the advantage narrowed, an overshoot costing valuable seconds and closing the gap to just 4 seconds. And it's this man keeping Simpson honest. Pushing hard, Damien Cole and James Morgan were looking strong for a victory challenge. A final push required then over the last remaining stages of the rally.
40, turn left 5, bail inside, wide exit. And flat right over crest. 150, flat left over crest. 250, flat left over crest. 60, flat left over crest, 60, keep right over crest and the left 4 through dip. Into flat right, big cut, over crest, 300, slow, left over crest, in the middle through the crossroad, chicane into right, slalom.
For John Indry and Dave Engwell, however, with a deficit of 40 seconds to the leading Subaru, these last few stages don't realistically represent much more than a chance to hold on for a podium place, but a good vantage point to capitalise on any drama that should unfold up ahead. In 4th, David Hardy and John McCulloch seem determined to finish their impressive season with a good result here at the final round of the championship. The Subaru crew making 4th place their own and showing no signs of a let-up in that pace. A good drive from Andy Davison and Mike Curry in the BMW means another strong showing so far in what is a real budget car. 5th place seems to be theirs to lose at this stage of the rally. George Mackey and Lee Tyndall may have had a slow start to their 2011 season, but if anything, this event was showing good signs for a return to the top of the results in 2012. 6th position overall after 7 stages. With any pressure ensuing from his accident last time out in the championship at Otterburn apparently lifting, Paul Swift's right foot was doing anything but. Still flat out in the Escort, he and co-driver Ken Bills holding on to 7th place overall.
40 grid, square left, into right 6, and left 2 into square right, doing good, big rock. Left 5 through dip, into hairpin right, plus, hairpin right, plus. Into square left, opens into left 6. Into left 1 and right 6. Doing good, 200 up, go. Flat left over grid, 80. Left 2 doing cut, 40. Right 4 definitely doing good, stones inside. 40 flat left, 150 turn square left. Through posts, 130.
A step up 1 place now for Jim Sharp and Amy McKinnon after a good rally so far, now into 8th. And difficulties through this loop mean a drop down to 9th for Richard Cluse and Hamish Campbell, not affecting their class position but showing signs that the finale to the rally could give us a spectacle in Class N4. Adrian Spencer and Mark Hewitt continue to round off the top 10 leaderboard at this stage in their Impreza.
Steve, it's a nice, consistent but very quick run out there for you.
It is, yeah. We're enjoying it today. No problems up to now, touch wood, you know, so maybe our luck's changed, eh?
At an event like this, it's wet out there, the stage is notoriously bad, and it must be very difficult in front to know how much to push to set that pace.
It is, and there's a lot of mud on the roads now, you know, cars have dragged them on, including us and other people. So it's slippy out there, and it's quite very dangerous, you know, so we've just got to be consistent and make sure we try and get to the end and hopefully stay in the same position as we are now, you know.
And that benchmark that you're setting, if we can call it that, you've got a lot of people hot on your heels who are looking at that pace and thinking, we can just about get there. So have you got anything in reserve if they pull out a big push this afternoon?
We're going to have to now because Damien's just took a couple offers there. We took 5 off him on the first one out on that session, and he's took about 5 or 6 back out of us on the second one. So we're going to have to think of something and try and push a bit harder now. Is
that the conditions, or is that Damien finding his feet a bit more?
Hopefully it's Damien finding his feet a bit more, and I'm going to have to find mine now to match him, you know. He's set a cracking time in there, fair play to him, you know.
Damien, it's still going well for you this afternoon?
Yeah, we had a good push to that one. I think Steve Simpson went straight on at the last bit of a thing, like I did on Epping, went straight on at the last corner, missed the hairpin left, so we took a bit of time back, and now there's only 4 seconds in it.
You're talking about pushing. You're our newly crowned double champion, and you're pushing at the very last round, even though you don't need to. There's a lot at stake here, isn't there, really? Well, it'd still be nice to win another one. Always better than coming second, so now there's 4 seconds in it, anything could happen now. John, we're over halfway through the rally now and things are starting to dry out a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. The stages are very wet though. Well, we've had a eureka moment. You know, we've done all of our set up. We think we're there on the setup, and then we just tried this tyre option, and the other one is definitely better. But so we went back to our original wet, and that was awful in those two. Just dangerous, really. Although, and I need a slap, but my fronts are warm, they're down to the bump stop, so that means that's why that's understeering. So it's a beggar's belief that we're still learning, but we're getting it. The thing is, we're so close today that if we could just unlock a tiny bit more, you know, not Steve Simpson. We've had a guy timing us going up the hill. Now, I did brake at the top crest because Dave Engwell's never been up in this car. We didn't use it on the Tyneside. And I knew it was flat, but he started talking about rivers of water and, you know, all sorts of bad things. But we were still pretty much equal with Simo to the top of that hill. You know, so this thing's a flying machine if you can get it on a straight line, basically. It's only the corners that are the problem.
So plenty of straight lines this afternoon. The plan is just to push and just see how far you can get up that leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. I don't think, do you, that this is going to dry out now. Although this wind, I'm standing here with my temperature gauge, it's actually a degree or two warmer now. It's about 12 degrees. It feels colder, though. Yeah, it'll be nice. It'll be nice. But I think we're in a 4th place, but we're not very far. We're only 20 seconds behind even Simo, I think. So
You've got David Hardy pushing hard behind you as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, if it dries out, I think we'll be able to keep David behind us. So, which is important. We've come here this weekend to make sure Dave Engwell can get 3rd place in the championship as well, because David Hardy, I think, but he'd have to win, and it'll be very hard for David. But you know, if we can get that as well, and learn about it for next year, so.
Moving into the final stages, let's look now at how the classes were decided before shifting focus to that battle for the overall victory. Second in Class N4 at the end of the event, Chris Dakin and Robert Cook in the RAF liveried Impreza knew they could only control one half of their championship challenge. But maintaining the class lead and firmly in control of the other half of that battle, Richard Clues and Hamish Campbell take the victory. Just one finisher in Class A6 after Simon Major's earlier retirement, so that win goes to Rod Bennett and Henry Richardson. In Class B10, it would be a 3rd place finish for Craig Jose and Nigel Hewitt in the Peugeot 205, but significantly for the Class Championship, this would be enough to take the title due to the untimely retirement of Kev Monaghan and Chris Purvis. The Corsa pair heading into the final stage with 2nd in class, but a damaged oil cooler putting an end to their rally and their championship hopes for 2011. Meanwhile in the class, a brief drop down the order is compensated for over the last stages to put Christopher and Catherine Singer up into 2nd in class. But walking away with the class win this weekend after a dominant performance on their first visit to the Otterburn military ranges are Darren and Sue Underwood in the Nova. Another class to suffer at the hands of the Otterburn attrition rate, just one finisher in Class B11 means Tim Daltrey and Emma Morrison take that victory. So onto the overall leaderboard now, as the battles are brought to a close throughout the top 10. In 10th place and 4th in class, Pete Rayner and Lee Carter find some late pace to round off the top of the leaderboard. Problems for David Hardy and John McCulloch over the later stages of the rally mean they drop down the running and finish the event in 9th place. A disappointing end to a good event for the Scottish pairing. 3rd in class and 8th overall for Paul Swift and Ken Bills constitutes a good day on the ranges. The pair definitely putting those Otterburn demons to rest this weekend.
Crest jump, big jump, 100. Into right 2, middle through post, 300 to the fly and finish. Keep it going. It's straight over crest. Keep it going. Keep it going. There we are. Right over, back off easy. That's the way. Well done, good lad. Hey, thank you. Well done. Good run.
We saw them take the class win, and they also finish a solid 7th overall. Richard Clues and Hamish Campbell having a good run and a good finish at the final round to clinch their class title honours. A late charge for Adrian Spencer and Mark Hewitt mean they record a strong finish at the end of a tough rally. 6th place, 2nd in class. And leading that class with a 5th overall finish would be Jim Sharp and Amy McKinnon. Another consistent run to result in steady progress up the leaderboard over the course of the rally. A superb performance in the BMW from Andy Davison and Mike Curry as they take advantage of Hardy's problems to win that extra place and take 4th overall. But in a class of their own and showing the pace we've seen all year at the top of this exciting championship, the top 3 would be minutes ahead of the rest of the field. And taking the first of those podium places were John Indry and Dave Engwell. Once again playing runner-up, but with some good miles under their belts, ready for next season's championship assault. Indry admitting from early on this season that the car and the team would take some development work to be in with a shot at the overall title in 2012.
John, 3rd place, and you really earned that today.
Yeah, I did. I think we've learned some stuff today. As I told you earlier, we're on 4-year-old tyres there and too thin on the back, but they work. But coming into that last stage, it's just every muddy, crappy corner. These four-wheel drive boys, I don't think you can do much about it. That's what it is. We've obliterated the other guys in the rally, and there's plenty of four-wheel drive cars behind us and the two-wheel drive guys. So, and we've had a couple of moments. Wayne's got some bits on the thing there, sideways at 100 mile an hour is like, makes you concentrated. But not a scratch on it. The engine's coming out now. We've got some upgrades for the winter and just really revved up for next year. If this weather turns around and goes dry for 8 out of 9 instead of the other way round, then, we'll be somewhere. You won't beat these guys, but, we'll be right on the
You'll have a good try, I'm sure. Well done. 3rd place is a good result here.
Thank you. Nice to be with you guys.
Bad luck for Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh. Despite building up and maintaining a slim margin over the reigning champions, a puncture over this final loop of stages cost them crucial time. The result, a 2nd place finish. The Subaru showing that reliability is possible after a season of mixed fortunes.
Steve, what a fight you've had all day with Damien, and in the end, 2nd place, but it was hard fought, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Hard fought, definitely. Good day, good fight with Damien. Really enjoyed it, and we've got to the finish, that's the main thing.
Yeah, you both had your moments. You've both been sort of pushing and dropping time, but it's been there or thereabouts all day, hasn't it, between you?
Yeah, there's not been much between us. We were pushing too hard on the last one there, and then we just had an overshoot, cost us, 10, 15 seconds, so... but we had to push, it was sort of like all bust.
Well, fantastic to see you in the championship this year. You've brought some great entertainment, and we'll look forward to seeing you in 2012.
Cheers, Paul, thank you.
So it's another win for Damien Cole and James Morgan, the pair finishing the 2011 season on a high after claiming the championship. Damien's 2nd in command of the UK's top tarmac rally championship and taking victory at the final 2 rounds of the series.
60, keep right over crest, immediate, long left, 1 cut, and through the post, come on, left 1 cut, the turn left 9 round the bill. Spot on. Through the posts, flat to the finish, up to the chicane first, 60 flat right, 350 to the chicane, enter left. Enter left. Out the oil through the grid. Flat to the finish now. Come on! Flat left over crest, in, 40, keep left over flat jump. 100 over crest, come on. Flat right, through the post, come on. 300, keep it in. Flat to the finish over crest, 100. Come on! Come on, rev on, keep going, keep it in, come on! Stop! 12:09.
Damien, what a fantastic way to win your 2nd championship here in 1st place.
Yeah, it's brilliant to round the season off. It was a big push at the end. I think Steve had an overshoot on the last stage, so we ended up winning by a bit bigger margin, but it was a very close battle all day. Brilliant to win it with Steve being 2nd, so there's 2 World Rally cars at the front.
You two have been pushing all day and you've both had your share of time losses, time dropped here, dropped there, and pushes here and there. And it's really evened out throughout the day. It could have been anybody's, couldn't it?
Yeah, it was really close, and you just can't afford to make mistakes. Really, it's the pace is so hot right at the top that you've got to be on it all day.
Well done. It is a great result to finish the championship on the ultimate high.
Yeah, it's brilliant. We'll be back next year now.
James, you've won the championship here, Damien's second championship, and you win at the final event. That's where you want to be, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a great battle all day. Steve has given us a good fight. Took a bit of time on us this morning. It's nice to win the championship with maximum score on every round, so that's good for me.
Now, we mentioned it when you won the championship, when you actually sealed it last time out, but you are the youngest co-driver to win the championship, aren't you?
Yeah, 20 years old still. Try and win another one next year, perhaps.
That's a great achievement to be competing in these cars, which really are the top of the UK motorsport, aren't they, these World Rally cars?
Yeah, they're brilliant machines, but fair play to the boys that drive them, they're brave.
Now I'm joined on special stage by the championship coordinator Andrew Hale and championship sponsor Phil Barnard. Gentlemen, what a fantastic championship we've had this year.
It has, it's been absolutely superb. Fantastic number of people, a good hard fight. Damien had to take longer to do it this year than he did last, and everybody's had to work very hard.
Now Phil, I'm pleased to say that there haven't been that many opportunities for you to show how well the business works in this championship so far this year, but you are a specialist motorsport insurance specialist, so to be involved with this championship must have been pretty special this year.
Yeah, we've had a very, very successful year with it. It's done wonders for our image and our brand, so we're more than pleased, and hopefully we'll be in a position to continue with it next year.
So Damien Cole ends his second championship winning season in the right place, first position here at Otterburn. I'm sure you'll agree this has been one of the most fantastic championships to watch in the UK in 2011. Join us next season when we'll bring you all the action from the REIS MSA Asphalt Rally Championship again here on Special Stage. Thank you for watching.
So with the final few championship class battles rounded up, we can bring you the final roll of honour in what has been an exciting and spectacular year for the REIS MSA Asphalt Rally Championship. New for this season and received well among competitors and fans alike was the Millington Challenge, the brainchild of Millington Engines owner Roy Millington as a way of putting something back into the championship and paying tribute to the rally favourite Ford Escort. Two categories then made up this challenge, one for cars up to 2.1 litres and the second for those with engines of up to 2.5 litres. A great season for second place Tommy Graham. Some consistent results and a good helping of pace. Tommy takes a runner-up spot in the Millington Challenge to this man Christopher Lloyd. A thrilling sideways style defying convention to keep pace with some of the championship's top competitors this season. First of the smaller engined Millington runners to take the challenge silverware. A bad start to the season with an engine failure at round one saw Pete Rayner return with the bit between his teeth. The Tamdown Escort driver showing impressive pace throughout the season to take the second place spot in the 2.5 litre challenge class. But it's this man Simon Major who adds to his impressive 2011 awards cabinet with overall victory in the Millington Challenge. Taking the fight to some of the top purpose-built World Rally cars in a Mark II Escort, packages the Millington approach to motorsport neatly. Major dominating the challenge from the first round. Despite a frustrating end to the season following the fire that sidelined his Skoda Fabia World Rally car, John Stone showed glimpses through the first half of the season that put him in rally winning territory. A brief return in a Mitsubishi Evo later in the season short-lived due to yet more bad luck. John, however, taking the spoils in Class B14 and a renewed challenge on the cards in the rebuilt Skoda for 2012. The Edge Speed Impreza has been a regular sight in the top 10 throughout this season. Adrian Spencer bringing home results that earn him the third step of the podium in Class B13. Jim Sharp takes second ahead of Spencer, the pace shown this year resulting in some impressive finishes throughout the season, but not quite able to match the pace of the hard-flying Scot up ahead. David Hardy's season has had its ups and downs, one he'll remember for a sizable accident, but one in which he has shown the pace, commitment and the resolve to take the fight to the top level. The Subaru driver takes first in Class B13. Our 9-5 stuntman has made appearances on Top Gear in 2011, but it will be his impressive debut rally season in that Escort that we'll remember him for. And of course that role at Otterburn. Paul Swift comes in third in Class B12. Pete Rayner's season started in the worst possible way, but the Escort driver has gone on to build quite a healthy trophy collection, adding to his result in the Millington Challenge with a second place finish in Class B12. An outclassed and outdated BMW M3 might not be everyone's weapon of choice for putting in the times in a hard-fought tarmac rally championship, but taking the fight to cars well above his weight, and his impressive season has seen him battling in the top half of the top 10 leaderboard on many occasions. And that sideways style is as quick as it is spectacular. Class victory at the end of a fantastic season. Third in class adds to Tommy Graham's Millington Challenge result to equal a lucrative season for the Escort driver. But it's Christopher Lloyd who manages to stay ahead of Graham to beat him to both the Millington Challenge and Class spoils. Second in Class B11 for one of the most spectacular tarmac Escort rally drivers. A consistent drive from Peugeot 205 pilot Tim Daltrey sees him beat both Escort drivers to take first place in Class B11. Front-wheel drive winning out over rear-wheel drive, and consistency ruling over outright pace in this impressive victory. A mixed season for Paul Culverwell, but one in which he managed to keep the pace when reliability allowed. This sees him take third in Class B10. A debut for the new Super 1600 Corsa saw some impressive performances from both car and driver, but it was to be an ill-fated battle and one which went down to the wire. Mechanical failure at the final round costing Kev Monaghan the title. Going into the final round of the championship with an outside chance of coming away with the title must make this victory even sweeter for Craig Jose in the Peugeot 205. The championship may have come down to picking up the pieces, but a consistent showing throughout the season ensured he was there to do the taking. First in Class B10. Taking honours in Class B9, reliability wouldn't affect the Corsa of Stuart Spire. and nor would a lack of event finishes this season. The only championship finisher in the class means he takes home the honours. The first event set a scene for the season that would have Steve Simpson's S12B Impreza written all over it. However, reliability would be the story of the rest of the championship. Simpson's stunning pace and breathtaking commitment underrepresented by the results he's achieved in 2011, second in the class. Simpson coming in behind this man Graham Coffey, the second of the so-called S12B comfort blankets in the top 10 overall championship standings, but the one coming out on top to take the first place in the class. A consistent approach winning out despite a limited campaign this season for Team Coffey. Rod Bennett's season got better as it went on, reliability plaguing the car in earlier rallies. The Super 1600 Punto though providing variety and spectacle in the championship and taking the Class A6 trophy. Chris Daking's championship campaign went down to the wire, heading into the final round having done as much as he could, with some impressive results against the newer model Impreza up ahead. But the man in control was Richard Clues, with the results and pace to outperform Daking's older model Impreza in the fight to take home the Class N4 spoils. Kept honest, but taking victory at the final round of the 2011 championship. George Cook adopted a consistent approach, but with the production spec Citroen Saxo outclassed in the overall leaderboard, it would be an unchallenged class victory to end his season, taking the honours in Class N2. Craig Jose and Nigel Hewitt add to their championship class victory with top honours in the BTRDA front-wheel drive challenge, an impressive result in the outdated Peugeot 205. Impeccable car control with pace to match means that Simon Major's Escort at times doesn't give the impression of being rear-wheel drive at all. The Millington Challenge winner is though the first of the rear-driven cars in the championship, ending a successful season with the BTRDA Challenge Prize. A rear-wheel drive, lightweight and immensely powerful Darien looked like being the wrong choice of weapon at times this season for the inimitable John Indry. But despite struggling at times in a campaign dominated by setup and development work, Indry's commitment and outright pace puts him firmly on the third step of the overall championship podium, with co-driver Dave Engwell alongside. Robbed of the chance to take the fight straight to the wire, Major's luck ran out at the penultimate round when mechanical failure saw him retire from the event and drop out of contention for the title. Take nothing away from this man though, this advanced Mark II Escort may be a capable car, but Simon's performance this year has been nothing short of astonishing. A worthy runner-up, he and co-driver Brian Kamek taking second place at the end of a thrilling season. and showing just what can happen when reliability, pace, commitment and raw desire to win combine in a near perfect championship campaign. Damien Cole and James Morgan take the overall championship victory to give Cole the double and Morgan the record as the youngest ever champion in this exciting series. Damien Cole stamping his intent on clinching a third championship title with a strong performance to leave his rivals pondering on what he has in store as the preparations for the 2012 season get well underway. So it's goodbye from the 2011 REIS MSA Asphalt Rally Championship. Thank you for watching Special Stage.